welcome back to Erica and her mom. Mom here. Erica is working, and I wanted to say it's nice to see you again. I know it's been a while. It's been since we were in Israel in February, so yeah, I've had quite a break from doing YouTube, but back, let's do it again. I am going today to make a German chocolate cake for my granddaughter's birthday. She's home from Israel, but she'll be going back soon, back to another country, and so we're really gonna miss her. We miss her already, but we are so happy that she has found what she loves, and what she loves is Israel. So we're glad that she is going to pursue that. She's going to pursue Aliyah, and if you don't know what that means, it means to come up, and the idea is you're coming up to Jerusalem, and it also means that you're going to become a citizen of the state of Israel. So we're just really proud of her and excited, and we're glad that we have somebody to visit when we go to Israel. So we're going to get started now on this super special birthday cake, and I hope you have time to watch. If you've never made a German chocolate cake, you might like this recipe because it is magnificent. And if you have a better recipe, then just leave comments below. But it's so good to see you again. Looking forward to your comments, your likes, and your subscribing, and let's get started. Okay, so in this box I have everything that I usually bake a cake with. So I thought it would be nice to have it all put together like this. So last time when I finished my last cake, I put it up there, and then I took everything, I got all my baking things together and put it up there. So that's what I did. And I also have my turkey pan is up there, and pie pans, pie plates, things like that. So they have everything in one place. So if I open this, I can show you. I have cake pans, and then I have these cake pans, and this is what I'm going to be using today. Sorry for the noise, but these are all the same size, and it's going to be a 3-layer cake. So I'll have these. This cake is so special. I only make it for very special people. What I'm using is this cake flour by Swan's Down. I guess that means it's soft and fluffy. So I use that, and I'm going to just spray these pans like this. And then I'm going to put the flour in, and then I'm going to put the parchment in. Very nice. Okay, let me just make sure that's on all sides, and I'll probably just make this a quick motion, fast motion, fast forward, time lapse. That's the word.
I think it's a time lapse, so you don't have to watch this. Or maybe I will. I don't know. Alright, so we got that in. So we're just gonna put this flour in. And if you're wondering why I need to go through all these steps, it's because, you know what? I want my granddaughter to make this cake just like I do. So I'm giving her instruction. And so you're just coming along for the journey. So we'll get that. Okay, and then into the last step. Alright, looks good, looks good. And then I am going to probably take this flour and just toss it in the trash, because now it's kind of moistened and oily, and I really don't want that, like clumps, in my edges of the cake. So
Okay, so this batter comes out pretty frothy when you add the egg whites to it. So you'll need to scoop it instead of pouring it, kind of like a pudding, like a mousse or something like that. So we have this done. This step is done, and we are just going to put these aside. Okay, so we're going to put our dry ingredients in our bowl, which is 2.5 cups of cake flour. And I'm just gonna kind of not sift it, but loosen it up a little bit so that we don't have it too dense. Okay. So there's one. We're gonna try to be accurate with this. Two. Come on. Two. And then we're gonna do a half. One more fluff. And I would, you know, you can take it out like this. I don't know. It depends on how thick your flour is. So it looks like, I could have done it either way. This must be a new box because it's really very nice to work with. Okay, so that's out of the picture now. All right, and so we're going to, I keep reading, I always read my recipes over and over and over and over. Half teaspoon of salt. So let's find a half teaspoon here. Whoa, that's a half tablespoon. No way, Jose. All right, half teaspoon. All right, come on. Come on. So why are we putting the salt in the baking soda? Because we want the sort of a rising reaction. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. You don't want to overdo this because when you overdo this, you taste it. So it's better to have a tiny bit too little than a tiny bit too much. All right, so that's done. Salt is done. So I like to keep everything out of my area. So we're just going to mix this. You can whisk this. Just make sure you have it incorporated nicely. And no, whoopsie. And nobody, flour bomb. That's really fun if you are making a cake with someone and it's just fun. You can just flick this way and it just splashes them. So enjoy. That'll be good times. Okay, so that's finished. All right. Next, we're going to start making the chocolate that's going to go in the batter. And for that, we need half a cup of water. Make sure I'm reading this correctly. Water, half cup. So this is a full cup. So we'll do half. There's half. We're going to warm this on the stove with our chocolate. And so let's see what it's in a small saucepan. Heat water and 4 ounces of chocolate until melted and removed from heat. We're going to use the German chocolate for that. And this is 4 ounces. So you'll need one bar for 1 ounce squares, which is 4 ounces. All right, so, but it's a total of 4 ounces. All right. I don't know if you can see this. This is so cute. Can you see all these little ladies? Like, I don't know what they're doing. They look like they have a pile of chocolate in their hands. But we're gonna put this on the stove, which I have heating already. Turn that. Turn off the vents. So we're just gonna break this. Sorry. We're just gonna break this up and put it into our pan. Now, see how that's spilling out the front? Anyway, so we're just mixing that, and the chocolate is getting kind of this clumpish. So we're just gonna mix that and mix it. It smells like the best hot chocolate you've ever had because it's German chocolate. And I don't know if you've ever actually experienced German chocolate. It's not like regular chocolate. I do have some semi-sweet baker's chocolate here. That's for the ganache we're going to make a little later. It's just, I don't know, it's just like an amazing flavor. And I highly recommend you give it a try because it's good. Good stuff. But not if you're a carnivore. Then no. All right, so I'm just gonna set this aside. So far, we have our flour, salt, and baking soda mixture set aside and waiting. We have our melted chocolate in 4 ounces, or in a half cup of water and 4 ounces of chocolate cooling so that it doesn't cook anything. So in our next step, we're going to cream together the sugar and the butter. So let's get another bowl out and get started on that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take our flour mixture and we're just going to put it into this bowl. We're going to use this bowl because I know what's coming up. We've got egg whites to deal with. So I like this bowl for doing egg whites. So let's just clean this out. I'm not gonna clean it with water, so we don't want water to contaminate our eggs. And you know what is a really, really good is a little almond extract in your filling. Makes a world of difference. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside. I bought sugar. I had to buy all these ingredients yesterday because I don't typically use these ingredients in what I'm eating currently, so it's better not to have it in the house. I just make meat and eggs. So this is my new box of sugar. So I got the smallest size that I could that was still in a container instead of just the bag. I think in the container it might last longer. Or I can give it away to someone who will use it, even though I don't want them to use it because I don't want anybody to eat sugar. Then why am I making this cake? Well, it's a super special occasion. Like I said, it's Laurel's birthday, and Laurel is going to be going away to school in Israel. So this is going to be a super, super special time. So, you know, I'm a softie. She wanted this cake, so she gets what she wants because she deserves it. Anyway, okay, we've got that all fixed up. Now what we need is a bowl to cream these things together in. So let me grab another one. Okay, next bowl. We're just gonna put our butter. This is the creaming together portion of the video. All right, so we'll just put that in. And it says, in a large bowl, cream 1 cup of butter and 2 cups of sugar until light and fluffy. Beat in 4 egg yolks, 1 at a time. Blend in the melted chocolate mixture and vanilla, and beat in the flour mixture. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that. Okay, so I need to get the it's time for Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Vayed. We pray for understanding, and I thank you, Lord, for this special occasion that we get to share with Laurel Dean, and may her life be beautiful. May she live forever, Lord, and walk out your faithfulness upon this earth. And I pray a special blessing for my cake to turn out very good. Thank you, Lord. Amen. All right, so we do the Shema. I'm sorry, I didn't do all the prayers. But I do like to stop and do the Shema 9, 12, and 3. And I always pray with my husband before he leaves in the morning to go to work. And I pray before we go to bed and whenever I can. All right, I need to salt my steak real quick because I didn't do that yet. Okay. can get yummy. Okay, I have a lot going on in my little space that I try to keep clean. I haven't done that yet. I need to do that. All right, so we are going back to, I have such a problem because right underneath me is my dog Bob. He likes to sit on my feet when I'm in the kitchen. All right, so that's 1 cup of sugar. I keep reading. 2 cups of sugar, 2 cups of white sugar. All right, done. So we'll scoot that out of the way. Well, I had to get a new mixer because like one of the last cakes that I made, I was mixing and pushing down at the same time with a wooden spoon, and I broke my blender. So then I had to get this one, and wouldn't you know it, my sister had one just like it. I had to take Sadie to get her nails done this morning, and I went through Starbucks on my way home. So I have a little coffee. It's blonde roast, and you can only, at our Starbucks, you can only get it in the morning, and it's a lighter roast, so it's not as bitter as the regular piped. Okay, so here we go. Sorry for the noise. I did let that butter set out. I took it out of the refrigerator before I took Sadie for her nail appointment. I don't know about you, but I have cake anxiety. So when I'm making a cake, I think like, is this going to turn out? What's going to happen to this thing? And so I think that's why I read instructions over and over and over. And it has been a while since I made this cake. So, yeah. You know, and it's hot. It's okay if you make it just for your people at your house. You feel pretty comfortable. But whenever you're taking this same cake into public, you know, it's a new level. It's a new level. Because I want it to be good. Especially since Laurel Dean is not even going to be on the same continent with me for a long time. I want her to go, oh, Pika, thank you for making me this delicious cake. Not, oh, Pika, thanks for trying. I love you anyway. So either way. All right, so we're going to beat in 4 eggs, 4 egg yolks. So I like to do that into a glass. Hang on, let me grab my glass. I'm going to be using the egg whites, so I don't want to just, you know, throw them someplace. So these are large eggs. I got Aunt Publix. Yikes, the price of eggs, right? All right, so I'm going to separate my white right here. Come on, come on, come on. Perfect. And there's my yolk. We're gonna do this 4 times. So when we were in Israel, it was very hard for me to be on my low carb way of eating because you don't know when you're gonna go back and get to eat those yummy things again. And actually it was a little more difficult because their food there is just very carby and vegetable-y, and I don't eat either of those things. So it was kind of hard, so I just, you know, when in Rome, I ate the local fare, and it was delicious, and I enjoyed it very much. And even if they had a lot of plain meat options, I probably would have done it anyway, because it's absolutely delicious. Okay, so dirty fingers. Let me rinse that. Let me wash that. But you know what it's like. If you go to another country or on vacation, a lot of people have this problem on a cruise ship. Things just look so good that you tend to go off your little diet. And I think that's real. That's a real issue for some people. For Jules, no way, because he stuck to his eating plan, except for when I would entice him to, oh, honey, you gotta try this, woohoo! And, you know, he would eat something. Okay, this is the vanilla. I get it from Costco, and it is just really good. Let's see, what is this? Vanilla bean extract, water, and alcohol. That's all it is. Planifolia, vanilla planifolia. It's from the orchid. So I don't know what's what. So I'm just gonna use my little cap, put that in there. Okay, so it says, in a large bowl, cream 1 cup of butter, did that. 2 cups of sugar, did that until light and fluffy. Beat in 4 egg yolks, 1 at a time. This is why I'm not a baker, okay? But I could have easily done that, but I was talking. I talked. Okay, blended melted chocolate and vanilla out of order. Okay, let me just get going on this. So that's the problem, you know. You just do things out of order. And when you're baking, it's pretty important to do it in order. So, c'est la vie. C'est la vie. You know, it's so good to be back with you guys. I don't know why I've been putting it off. I guess I've just been nervous. I've been doing yard work since spring has sprung. And we were in Israel and it was really super cold in February, rainy and cold. And when we got back, it had already been spring and warm here. So everything was, sorry, I have an itch. Everything was just really overgrown. So I've had a lot of yard work and I'm still behind on my garden, my flower garden. Anyway, so back to YouTubing. Let me grab my chocolate sauce. That just kind of has a good ring to it, chocolate sauce. All right, so let me mix it, get it loosened, not loosened, but you know, just better. This smells so good. I wish you could smell it. All right, I am going to do this. All right, I'm gonna beat all this together in a second, right? My butter, little hunk of butter there. All right. All right, here we go again. There goes the chocolate. Okay. This might be easier with a stand mixer. I just never invested in one because they don't use them that often. And where am I going to put it? And if I really needed one, I could just borrow one. I'm going to turn this up. It's kind of clumpy. Gotta get the sugar nice. Okay, look at the color. It's a nice light brown. Okay, look at that. Whoa, that smells so good. Now I know that I could lick that and it would be the best chocolate ever because it's got all that butter and all that sugar and the vanilla. But you know what? my glucose numbers and my ketone numbers are so good. I'm not even. I'm just gonna mix that little bit of chocolate in. I'm not gonna do it. Okay. Actually, I'm doing this 3-month challenge for myself that says no alcohol, no breads, no pastas, no rices, no vegetables, no carbs, and you know what? That's got a carb in it, or 2. Whoa, not that it wouldn't be worth it, but I'm not gonna do it. Okay, now we're gonna blend in all that flour and make a nice cake. I'm gonna get something under this so that it doesn't run away from me. Okay, I'll grab these 2 things out at the same time. All right, so I have like these rubber silicone mats, which I used in our Heimer, which is our RV. There, that's pretty good. And these are for the bottom of the pans, which I'll toss in before we do that. Don't let me forget. Okay, flour. All right, put that right there. Now it says, beat in 4 eggs 1 at a time. We did that, but we did it wrong. And then it says, blend in the melted chocolate mixture and vanilla. Vanilla, we did it wrong. Beat in flour mixture alternately, with buttermilk, mixing until incorporated. So let me grab my buttermilk. So I took my buttermilk out this morning before Sadie's appointment, so that it would be just, you know, becoming room temperature. So, you know, that's one of the great things about this cake. You get layers of flavor that you don't get in other cakes because of the buttermilk, because of the German chocolate. It's just magnificent. All right, let's measure. Sugar, evaporated milk, where is it? 1 cup. Whoa, that's a, I'm telling you, it's a lot. So I'm gonna keep this for someone who might want to make some biscuits. Not me, I've given up the biscuits, which is very happy. Now remember, we're alternating. So I'm going to toss in some flour and take this out. Here we go. Starting that on low. As soon as this is what I think anyway, as soon as that wetness absorbs the flour, then you can go. And then that was almost half cup. Well, a third of a cup. Woohoo! We're on our way. And I'm just gonna stop that. I'm not rushing myself and then causing problems. Yeah, this is whenever second person and or stand mixer would be helpful. We should have done this live. I've never done a live before, so that would be super fun. Alright, that looks good. And like if it was overhead, like, of course I don't want to pour this out of the bowl. Another third of that. Okay. Now I think we can finish up the flour. This bowl is so heavy I can leave the mixer here. Normally not. Okay. Okay, so we have all that in. You're gonna mix it up again. Something so satisfying about hitting the edge of the bowl. You know, it's like you're really getting somewhere. All right, we'll pour the rest of our buttermilk in. I think I want to scrape the buttermilk out because there's some sugar in there. If you're eating this, you might as well go for the gusto. Sugar, buttermilk, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right, here we go. Last bit. So once we get this finished, we'll do the egg whites. So we're going to do this. I'll wait to pop until a minute. All right, so that looks like a very lovely pudding. And boy, do I want to taste it. All right, let's scrape down the sides, mix that in. So this is very light and fluffy now because of that buttermilk that we put in. So a few things are going to happen right now at this point. I am going to wash all these dishes and get everything ready so that I can, what do you call it? Do the eggs. So I'll make lovely cakes with those egg whites, and then we will come back and mix it all together. So I'm going to put you guys on hold for a little bit. All right, we're ready to make our egg whites that we're going to whip into this batter, which is what makes this cake stand out from all the rest. We have our 4 egg whites that we separated before. We used the yolks. We are going to use yolks again in this recipe, but that's going to be for the filling. So here we go. We're going to whip this until it's nice and fluffy and peaky, and then we're going to mix in the batter with the egg whites without completely crushing all the egg whites. So I'll read that to you. In a large glass or metal bowl, mixing bowl, beat egg whites until stiff peaks form. Fold 1/3 of the whites into the batter and then quickly fold in remaining whites until no streaks. So I've got my large bowl, which I probably could have done it in this, but what I can't do is mix my batter into this. So I'm going to mix it over here, then I'm going to put it in this bowl and incorporate. Here we go. We're going to turn it on high, and I'm trying to get my cord around the end of my island. Okay, here we go. On high. What I've got going on here. You can see the air bubbles, and you can see the air bubbles, and you can see it's foaming and turning white and growing. It's bigger, getting bigger all the time, but it's not making, if I lift the batter beater, it wouldn't make the peaks yet. So I just keep going, 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 going. So this is also a nice time to have a stand mixer because you can just flip it on and walk away and have a cup of coffee, walk the dog, take a swim. Not really. Can't do any of those things. Oh wow, this is beautiful. And without the cream of tartar, so I'm pretty excited. It's doing well. Let's see. Woohoo! Nearly. So we are getting our peaks. Maybe just a little bit more. And we want it to be the best. And don't go too far. And you'll undo everything you've done. Very nice, very nice. Give me a little bit extra. All right. Oh, that's a workout. Okay. If you can making nice peaks. That doesn't matter. Okay, we're going to now switch. Look at that, yummy, like little clouds from heaven. And now we're gonna put this big boy in here. Look at, see, I told you it was kind of like pudding. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm pretty happy. I think it's gonna work out. I know, Bob. Bob's crying. I know. Wait, he wants to go night-night. What is it? 12:40. Bob's ready to go night-night. Okay. I think he wants a little steak. Okay. Our dogs are also carnivores. So, this is a carnivore house. Okay. Since there's nobody to lick the bowl, there's nothing to leave behind. No reason to leave anything in there. All right. Gonna wipe my hands real quick. Get the batter off. And then remember, we're going to put 1/3 in. We're going to fold that. Just a little flip and flip and flip and flip. Okay, got that in. And now we're going to put the rest in. So this is going to be the end of the cake portion of our video. Then we'll have the filling. The filling is like a very big part of a German chocolate cake because you want it to be good. And I don't like it to be so coconutty. You think you're eating a coconut cake. I like it to be more, what is that? Pecan pie. More like a little pecan pie in the middle of your cake. All right, so we're doing this. You want to make sure you don't have white streaks because that'll show up in your cake. So just kind of pop any of those. All right, you don't want to overdo it though because you want your cake to stay fluffy. So now, see, it got an even lighter shade of brown. So again, we'll clean up our messes and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have our 3 pans set out. We have them oiled, floured. I did put the parchments in the bottom, and now I'm going to try to get about the same amount in each pan. And what I'm using is sort of just a ladling spoon. So I get, you know, about a 1/2 cup to a cup of batter each time. And this, like I told you, this is kind of a puddingy, thick batter. So when I go in order so that I don't lose count, I try to get these in. Now the one thing that I'm a little unhappy about, these pans are wider than the last pans I used. So my cake is going to be shorter and the cooking time is going to be shorter. So I'm hoping it'll still look okay when we get to the end. So we'll just have to see. I hope they're not like pancakes, but if they are, they are. Because I'm not a baker and I don't have 3 of every kind of size of pan. But I think it says 9-inch. This might be 9-inch. So anyway, so we're getting an equal amount in each pan, sort of, not to the gram weight, but doing the best we can with what we have going on. So I think if you make this cake, I think you're gonna love this recipe because I know it looks a little time consuming, but if you make it more than once, it's super easy. You just, like I did, you follow the instructions and you just go step by step. Gather all your ingredients before. Go through this recipe and or take this recipe to the store or to your cabinet. If you already do a lot of baking, you'll probably have a lot of this stuff. I had none of this stuff, as I said, because we don't eat sugar or white flour or anything like that at this point, because we're just healing our bodies. So I had to go and purchase everything new. So, but that's okay. You know what? We had fresh ingredients. But if you have a lot of these ingredients, then this will be simple. I would suggest you set them all out ahead of time to make sure you're using everything that goes into the pan. I don't know. I think if you have bigger pans, like I think I've got going on here, I'm just gonna measure them so that I know. I'm getting that last scoop spoon here. I'm gonna measure these and see what I've got. Hang on. That way. Must be that way. I ran and I got a ruler so I can measure it. And then it says, a rule to remember, there is no substitute for dependability. Good motto, good rule. Okay, let's check, let's see. So this is 9, it's a little over 9. And I just feel like I don't like it the way it's going. Right, okay, I don't know. That one looks okay. Like, it seems like they're all gonna be just a little bit flatter than I wanted them to be. I wanted them to be a little thicker. No problemo. All right, so what I could do, I could take this middle pan and divide it between those pans, but I really want the multiple layers, and I think it'll be okay. We have about a 1/2 inch too big, but you know, maybe that's the way it goes. I don't know. 9 and something it says on my ruler. So you bakers, you'd know. Is that normal? Because I think my other pan's 8 inches, and this just seems a lot bigger. I have made it in this, so I need to relax. It's just been 2 years, so I just don't remember what it looked like. So I'm gonna, you know what? It's done. It is what it is. They're in the pan. Dry my hands on myself like a heathen. Okay. I'm just going to pop these in the oven. It says 30 minutes, but we'll see. So it's almost 1 o'clock. So we've been working on this for, seems like forever. Okay. So we're going to pour into 3 9-inch pans, bake in a preheated oven for 30 minutes or until a toothpick inserted into the center of the cake comes out clean. Allow to cool for 10 minutes in the pan and then turn out onto a wire rack. So you know how I know when it's time to do that? If I shake the pan and the edges come up, then I'm okay. But I don't shake that when I know it's too hot. So the filling is coming up. And here's what we do. To make the filling, in a saucepan, combine 1 cup of sugar, evaporated milk, and 1/2 cup butter, 3 egg yolks, and cook over a low heat, stirring constantly until thickened. Remove from heat, stir in the coconut, pecans, and vanilla, cool until thick enough to spread. Now remember, to the filling, I'm not adding vanilla. I'm going to add almond extract. Just try it. It's so much better. Spread the filling between layers and top of cake, and in a small saucepan, melt shortening and 1 ounce of chocolate and stir until smooth and drizzle down the sides of cake. Now I did that once, but it wasn't very pretty. It was like, I mean, you only got 1 an ounce of chocolate and you're drizzling that around the side and it wasn't pretty. That's why we went for ganache. So we put ganache all the way around, starting at the top and drizzling it down the sides, and it goes into a rack, into a pan. And in the middle, we have filling. We save enough filling to put on the top. We, meaning I, but my husband likes to see it. So, hey, that counts as we, right? So anyway, so I'll show you what that looks like when we get there. We're gonna wait for these cakes to come out, cool. And we'll mix up the filling and then we'll do ganache. Thanks for sticking with me this long. So right now I'm going to do the filling, which is so super duper simple. We take 1 cup of our white sugar, put that in the pan. Then we're going to use some carnation evaporated milk, and we're going to use a cup of that. And we're going to use 3 egg yolks. So if you've made, Bob's down there again. If you've made a pecan pie before at home, then you'll probably recognize this recipe. So, okay, so we're gonna this kind of takes forever, doesn't it? La 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 la. It's like pouring evaporated milk. It's slow as pouring evaporated milk. Is that a thing? I don't know. It should be. If you have the right kind of opener, then it goes very quickly. So we'll just measure out 1 cup. Come on. We're almost there. Come on. All right. Don't use a whole can because wouldn't be the right amount. Okay, so we have that. Let's give it a quick mix to get our sugar melting. Normally I would just do this over the stove, but it's over there. And I'm cooking hamburgers now. I know I did cook steak before. I also wanted to cook the hamburgers. I like to have food ahead. All right, so we have that mixed up, and now we need our eggs. And I just happen to have some right here. So we used 4 before, and then we used 4 egg whites. And now we're going to use 3 egg yolks. I think if you threw a 4th in, it'd be okay. Wouldn't be bad at all. All right. We are going to separate our, separating our yolks again. Okay, all right. 1. I don't know if you can do it. I can never do eggs without getting a little on myself. You know what, I just realized. Well, I haven't been doing YouTube very long again. I forgot to put on my microphone. So everything is just like shouted from across the room. Oh well. Whoa, that one cracked. So let's get it in there real quick. Okay, that's done. So what we're gonna do is heat this on the stove real quickly. And then when it's finished, we will add a cup of nuts, a cup of broken chopped nuts, and then a cup of coconut coconut. And then at the end, we will add our almond extract. So let's get this to the stove. The topping mixture that we were cooking, and the filling, is exactly the way it's supposed to be. It thickened on the stove, and it got, started to grow, and it's, I'm convinced, is completely cooked and thickened. And then we have our cakes out. They look okay. They smell really great. And we're going to just add in the rest of our ingredients here to the filling. It's just a cap of almond extract, and we're going to pour this in here. I have the pecans and the coconut. So we're just going to put that in, and we're going to stir it up. The mixture is so hot, it's going to kind of cook the coconut and the nuts. So we'll just smush that down. And as this cools, it gets very thick and just lovely. So you're able to spread it on the cake really well. Okay, so we're going to put some of this between each layer. So on the bottom, then we'll put a cake on top, and then we'll put another layer, and then we'll put the last one on top, and then we'll put some right in the middle of that last one, and I'll show you how that's going to work. But we're going to give this time to cool down and get really yummy. Okay, well, it'll be a little while, and this would be glorious to lick, but I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Okay, all right, so we'll be right back. Okay, so the cakes have been out of the oven, and they are nice and cool to the touch, and the filling is also cool because that's been sitting here for a little while. I brushed off all the crumbs. I do have one cake that's slightly slanted on one side, and another one also. So what I'm going to do is turn them opposite of each other and put the very best cake on the very top. So we'll see how it goes. So I need to divide this into thirds and put it on these little cakes. So I wish it was a little bit thicker, but it is what it is. Okay, so I'll just smear this on and leave a little bit extra on that side that's a little bit too short, that's too thin. And yeah, very nice, very nice. The pecans that I bought were whole. And the reason that is, even though the recipe called for chopped, I want them whole to decorate the outside of the cake once it has its ganache layer on. So that way, it will look nicer. So I just kind of rough chopped, banged the all the ones that I wanted to put inside the cake, and just kind of make sure that that doesn't fall outside of your cake. This is, it's so nice to get to this point because you are almost finished. Okay, so remember this side slants down and this one's up. So I'm going to take this one and turn it this way and put the bigger side over here and the slantier side there. The whole idea was to come out with something sort of flat. Okay, kind of smush it. Okay, all right, so I'll take half this is what I have left. I'll take half of this and put it on this layer. The top layer actually needs less than the other 2 layers because the edges you're gonna go in with chocolate. Okay, put that on, make it nice and flat. Okay, so, you know, I think it's 2:30 now. I can't remember what time it was when we started, but it seems like this is kind of the only project you're gonna do in a day. So I wouldn't do this on the same day if you are cooking something special. I would just make this the only project of the day. I'm having light issues. It's raining here, so my lights are kind of blinking now and then. All right, so you want to make that cut to the edge on the sides, and you don't really have to worry about it if it is a little bit liquidy, not liquidy, but loose, because the cake is going to soak it up, and all you're going to have is that nice gelatinous goo. It doesn't sound very good, but it is. All right, so we have to be really careful we don't break this. And put that right on top. Even it up. You can still smush them around at this point. Push down the middle. And we'll put this right on the top in the middle. And then we're going to put this in the fridge so that this will get really set up. And then because we want the cake to be kind of cold when we put the ganache on, we'll put 1 layer, then cool the cake down, and then we'll put the rest so that it will all, you know, stick to the cake and not drizzle off. So I'm just gonna put this right towards the middle, about 1 inch from the edge to leave room for the ganache. Yummy zummy. So this is going to be how it's going to stay until we get our ganache made. So that's that. You can see it spilling out over here on the edge, but I will clean that off once that gets cold. If you can see that, it's coming out here. Just try to stick it back up a little bit. If you don't get too close to the edge, then when you squeeze it, it comes just to the edge. But sometimes it comes out. Put it somewhere else. But I will go back over it once it's cold because it, you know, it just oozes out. But remember, I put more on this bottom layer than the other layers because I was trying to even things out. So I was really worried about this not being tall enough and pretty enough at the end. But actually, it's okay being a little over 9 inches wide. So, okay, we'll stick this in the fridge and then we'll make a ganache. Itchy nose. Somebody's coming. Okay, home stretch, here we come. This is the last part, and that is the ganache we're going to make. So first we're going to measure out our heavy cream. We're going to put it in here, and then we're going to put it in here. So 3/4 cups of heavy whipping cream. Right. Turn this around. I decided to use this because I'm going to put the chocolate in here, and then I can use it to pour. But right now, 3/4 cup heavy whipping cream. Okay, on the dot. And then we're just going to heat this, and we're also going to add some butter. 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Let's cut that. Very simple. Whoopsie, stepped on our dog. It was Sadie. It's storming here, and Sadie doesn't like it when it storms, and so I usually have to stop what I'm doing and hang out with her. But Jules is here, so she can go hang out with Jules. So I'm gonna bring that just to a boil, and once it gets to a boil, I'm going to dump it in with these chocolates. So these are the Baker's semi-sweet, 50% cocoa, but you can do whatever you want with this, as long as it's a type of chocolate that rehardens when it cools. So break these up. It works better like if you chop them with a knife, but I have to hurry because I have to hold Sadie. She's not leaving me, so I'm gonna hurry up, break this up. I'm gonna pick her up and let the heavy cream heat up. And because this is, you know how it is in your real life, you have to stop all the time, and so do I. So I'm gonna make a nice big batch of ganache. And then when you're finished, if you have extra, like whatever's gonna ooze down, what I did was I put a parchment under this rack, and then I'm going to put the whole cake right on this rack, and I'm gonna pour the ganache around, then I'll scoop it up and keep reusing it. And when I don't have use for, then you can always take that same thing, make little candies or something for the top of the cake if you want. This is Sadie, and she's trembling right now because it's storming here in Central Florida. We are into our rainy season, so we're getting like tons of rain every day, and she just doesn't like it. The butter is melting, so we're getting there. I'm going to use this whisk. I think it's called a French whisk. Just kind of move the butter around, make sure the milk doesn't scald on the bottom. And yeah, it's simple. So this is like the easiest part, and I'm so glad that I'm to this point and that the cake, I always have this in the way. I'm so glad that the cake is put together. I'm sorry about this distance, but I don't have a cameraman. And Erica's not here. She's working. Here we go. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit. If we didn't burn the eggs, we won't burn this. We're right here. I don't typically cook with a dog in my hand, dog hair. But special occasion right now. She's a special occasion. Yes, she's a sweet baby. Put that right here, and here we go. We'll just pour that right over. So you kind of want a dish that the cream covers. Hold on. The cream will cover the chocolate. So I'm just gonna poke that in. It's already melting. How nice. See a little chocolate there. So we'll just leave that there. And we'll let it melt, and I think I'll go make Sadie happier. Hang on. All right, we're finally there. We're finally to the end. So I sat with Sadie during the storm, scrubbed up, and they gave the cake time to cool in the refrigerator. So we're just going to mix this together because I haven't had a chance to do that yet. So we're just going to clean up the outside of the cake and spread that in. Spread it in. And it's kind of amazing how you go from this phase and the problems that you see on a cake to the finished product and how really nice it looks. So, all right, we're going to do just the quickest little bit. And this would be it would be really nice to have, I'm going to turn this around so you can see how that's just going to fall over. And I'm just bringing this to the edge of where I have my coconut. Do you see how shiny and pretty that is? We'll go over around it once, we'll go around it however many times it takes, and we still have ganache left. I save a little at the end to dollop, to put the pecans in, like so. So how I do the top, right in the middle, I put some chocolate, and then I make, you know, crosses and crosses to get how many pecans I'm going to put. Let's see, let's put a little there. See, it would, if I put on the thickness that I want right now, it would slide off. So I have to be careful and let it attach to the coldness of the cake. And since I'm short, it's kind of hard to see. I have a little bit of width over here that I don't have over there, so I'll even that up at the end. But right now, I'm going to put my dollop right in the center of this cake, what looks like the center of this cake. Okay, one more step and we'll be finished, besides putting it on the plate. All right, see you in a second. Well, here we are, one super duper cold cake, and we are going to put more ganache on it. Kind of got that. Now I'm gonna make my dots. I pick out like the best little pecans, the best pecans of the bunch, and put them on. There we go. Just like that. And then I put them, and now I have to get my teaspoon again, and I'm going to make a grid, and then the other sides like that. Okay, the exciting time has come. We are going to plate up. Plate up, is that the right word? Cake plate up our little creation today. All right, German chocolate cake for Laura's big birthday party. Okay, now to get it up and to get it on the tray, that's the hard part. Okay, take it over to the side, lift up with my fingers. All right, so, it's so dirty. All right, come on, it just keeps slipping away. All right, I got it. Now, just gonna wipe it up so that it's got a smooth edge all the way around. I can't see that side, hoping for the best. And the side, so that it looks clean. I wish I had a pretty doily for this. Ta-da! We're done! Woohoo! Let me clean my hands real quick. Right, so here it is. Laurel's 3-layer, woohoo, German chocolate birthday cake. Happy birthday, Laurel. I hope that you love it. I hope it's delicious, and I hope you make your own and make a video for Pika to see. I love you, sweetie, with all my heart. Have a wonderful, wonderful life in Israel, and don't worry, we're coming to see you. Love you, sweetie. Bye, and happy birthday.